So what's the Hot Pocket story?
We were fighting at his mom and dad's house and fucking had a brand new Hot Pocket right out of the oven. Pissed me off. I threw it at his ass.
Well, I beat him up when he called Grandma, and Grandma yelled at me.
How hot was it?
Fucking
400, yeah, like 420.
I don't. You know what? I don't think it was a hot pie. I think it was a pot pie.
It was a pot pie.
Oh wow!
And he wanted to get his brother
it was probably
David.
a chicken one.
Chicken.
It was chicken.
I hate those when you bite into the chicken pot pie and the chicken
Burn
is
the
so
shit
hot.
out of you.
Oh.
Dude, it never is like perfect. They never come out like just good. They come out like scorching and then freezing.
Yeah, the outside's real burnt and the middle is still frozen. You chucked it at him, huh?
He chucked it at me.
I'm an asshole, you know. Somebody's got to be.
Oh man! All right, guys, welcome back to the Venture Racing Podcast. After the Checkers, everything goes. Basically, if there's any beef, just how it is.
Very much.
So sit back, enjoy. We got Matt Vanderveer and Alan Hafford tonight for this little one. And so if you haven't watched the live episode, check that out from Monday. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. All right, so we got the pot pie story out of the way.
We'll go back to the old BMX days.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's where everything
Grandma
started.
wasn't so nice of an old lady.
Grandma was a thug back then. It was awesome. She brought us everywhere.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for Grandma, we probably wouldn't have had the lives we had, and we probably wouldn't be where we are today.
Hell no.
Grandma...
That's what grandmas are for, though, too, right?
Yeah, but if you knew my grandma, you'd be like, that's a cool ass lady.
With BMX, she always brought us to Walworth County BMX track. And in the winter, they only raced in the winter. Rockford and Elgin in the summer.
We didn't race much in the summer.
We didn't race much
We
in
didn't
the
give a
summer
shit because we were racing.
Yeah.
But
We'd come in there and spoil. Like, Matt was a little shit, and then, like, I was a fat bastard that was actually pretty fast then.
yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, back in them days, going with Grandma,
Mm-hmm.
we'd go back into, like, Lake Geneva and stuff on the way home, because that is the way home. You know,
Okay.
we take 12 back in, and we get off on 50 sometimes. And Grandma would actually bring us into... The one time she brought us back, we got dinner in Lake Geneva, and then they had the ice sculptures right on the lake. And we actually went and checked out the ice sculptures with Grandma one year.
I did that with Ashley, and that's pretty cool.
They haven't had any luck lately, though, neither. have they?
No.
But
I was in the last, good winter.
No.
But Grandma brought us everywhere. We always used to go to Hobart, Indiana, and she'd bring us. And I'll tell you what, getting there is not so friendly. Not so friendly.
On the way back, it was friendly.
Oh, God, it was horrible.
It was at the time where we had our permit.
Yeah.
We were like 15, and like, I shit you not, like, I had my hours the first weekend of getting my permit. I drove to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to BMX race. Broke my damn collarbone there. And then we drove back. Like, she'd always force us to drive. Like, she had this old Winnebago motorhome that we would take to Oshkosh and race. And it was so sloppy. And I remember going down 94 and the back bumper on it. It scraped the median wall. And I kept on going. You know? She was a calm cookie, though.
Yeah.
But there was one time Grandma saw me naked. I came out, I asked for a towel 3 times. Nobody gave me a towel. I walked out of that motherfucker butt ass naked. Said I grabbed my own motherfucking towel. She was like, I seen you naked. I'm like,
He's like, what are you going to do with that little thing? Boy, this shit was funny.
Like, fuck, I asked for a fucking towel. Walked out
Like,
with my own towel.
I don't know if my old man knows about this story, but she was a fucking trip, man. Like,
she was a blast. She was such a great person. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, nobody can ever replace her. She, with what she's done for us growing up, and a lot of other people, not just us. I mean, she helped a lot of people, and
yeah, even like when Dad helped guys racing, and like, oh, here, I'm like, fuck, where's my $100 this week? You know?
And I need to buy a tire too.
But you wouldn't believe it. I mean, if Tater said, "Hey, I want to go here," we went. You know.
Guess where she worked?
Yeah, where did she work?
Abbott.
Abbott, nice. How a long time, right?
Yeah, she got out when the getting was good though. I think like 96.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
96.
That was around the time my dad started.
95,
I think he started in
96.
92.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But like I remember, she's like, stock split again. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What happens?
Man, and so grandma, so the dad's mom, mom's mom,
Dad's
Dad's
mom.
mom.
dad's mom. Okay, and then
Taters live with her.
okay.
Taught me how to drink at a young age.
How to keep it down.
Taters used to do burnouts in the driveway. From the front to the back. She put a brand new driveway in. And he decided it would be a very smart idea, Grandma's brand new driveway, to fucking do a burnout from the street all the way to the back. And Grandma was so fucking furious. She came out screaming, "You little motherfucker!" She was so mad. It was unbelievable. And then he blew that car up.
During that burnout or
Yeah.
later?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, during that burnout. And then I'm like, "Hey, we gonna go race this weekend?" He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
something broke on the car." I'm like, "Oh yeah, something broke." I don't know what happened. We just took it off the trailer. And I'm
Grandma's
driving-
over there singing like a bird. Hey,
Yeah.
you doing burnouts in the driveway?
And I come driving up, and you look at the driveway, and it's a burnout all the way from front to back, like 10 different burnouts in the driveway.
Oh.
You knew what happened. It's like,
I don't know what happened, Dad. You just sat in the chair and the chair broke. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah. One of those like
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
We had fun, man.
We did. I mean, we traveled a lot together. We seen half the world.
So I mean, so you're not obviously related, but you guys are brothers, basically.
We lived within.
I guarantee
like,
you
a
right
mile.
now, I could go walk into his mom and dad's house and they would be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?"
That's
Yeah.
nice. Awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could still tell you what his grandma's house looks like. I was there so much. I practically lived at his grandma's house. I could tell you the exact layout and the couch that was in the kitchen in the living room.
Oh man, that's so cool though. That you guys go that far back.
Oh yeah.
Like it's kind of like I don't know.
Matt's actually, your mom and dad had a casting couch in the basement.
Oh, yeah, they did.
being that there were so many.
3 or 4 of them.
Right? She's not like old man Vanderveer would go to Winkers. Larry and Sharon would go to Winkers on Friday nights, right?
Yeah.
And we all knew we had it was wide open until like midnight, and then it was like, red flag, they're coming home.
Clean everything up.
Dude, we used to sit on the roof with paintball guns waiting for people to TP the house and shit like that. We'd be shooting them with paintball
I got
guns
in
and
a lot
shit.
of trouble because I was the slowest runner.
Yeah. We'd hide on the roof. Then even when my parents would come home, somebody was the lookout. So we'd sit on the roof. And when somebody would come, we'd jump off the roof, jump onto the deck, and run in the house. Mom and Dad are home.
Yeah.
And then everybody would split.
Yeah.
Oh man, that brings up.
Like,
But Grandma didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Grandma didn't care.
Grandma's-
We had the cops show up. Remember Uncle Ronnie? We had the bonfire.
Yeah.
Cops showed up. Who's been drinking? We've all been drinking. But my uncle, he was a professional.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have. And like they're like, hey, you gotta put the fire out. If you don't, the fire department's coming. And Grandma comes out the back door. Sorry, man, but you can't have this. And like she fixed everything. She took us to a fight to watch somebody fight.
Yeah.
Cops came in. She's like, oh, they're with me. They're not with the fight. Yeah.
Wait.
And we jump off.
Whoa, time out.
Yeah.
We're not gonna drive by that. What kind of fight?
Straight up fight.
It was a
Straight
high
fight.
school fight.
High school fight. And Grandma's
So
like,
my-
let's go.
So my nephew was fighting some other kid. So we all went. And then the
In
fight.
Grandma's car.
Oh yeah, with Grandma. So they all started fighting.
She's rowdy, dude.
So then it was like a big brawl. The cops came. We jumped in Grandma's car. Grandma was pulling out, and the cops are stopping everybody. They ain't letting anybody out. And Grandma's like, "What are you talking about? We were just here looking." And off we go. Never was there. You know?
It was
Your
funny as hell,
Oh
dude.
man.
Now back in the day, where Grandma lived, used to be a forest behind her. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
what, 100 acres or something of just.
We had a go-kart tractor.
Yeah. You could just go back there and you'd be lost for hours.
Kind of like your place if it had more trees, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was like 100 acres. And it backed up into a forest preserve.
Okay.
Right, snowmobiles on the trail.
Oh my God. And then we cut through with the snowmobiles, and then the cops come, and then, and then you're running. Then you better know the trails by the back of your hand.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm guilty.
Yeah, I mean, you better get going. Then there was a time Taters had a go-kart, and he decided he was going to take a front wing and mount it to the top of the go-kart.
Oh, wow. Wow, you got the scar still? Nice. Nice.
And that was probably at 16?
No.
So did it break off because of a crash or just too much
we had a lot of left and it shifted to the right side, and next thing you know...
Yeah.
Oh, man. Business. Oh,
if only Facebook and like cell phones were...
No,
but like Sivia, like
that's what gets you in trouble.
Well, yeah, but at least you have it on film,
Like Sivia back then, like, man, geez, that kid's... We had a snowmobile that Jimmy had borrowed from somebody he worked with. It was an old school John Deere liquefier. This thing was badass, like complete.
No scratches.
No scratches or nothing.
The guy put it
before. That's correct.
The guy had to have had it in a rack.
Okay, I think I heard this story from someone. I think it was you because you were telling me some stories.
It was probably like right now it's worth probably $5 or $6 grand. Old John Deere liquefier mint. All the stickers. Jimmy ripped off the trailing arm. He couldn't drive the thing back. He had Matt try driving it, and then it blew up.
And it blew up.
And then Sivia's probably like, well, Matt was driving it.
No, he probably said, hey, it got stolen or something. Who knows with Jimmy?
I just got off of it and said, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I got to go home.
Yeah.
We were bad on snowmobiles, man.
That's probably my best. I love winters just for snowmobiling.
So, you guys never raced snowmobiles?
Never
raced. I mean, I should say
we raced snowmobiles. Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
First one to the corner.
The side of them. I cut through some trees, and I sideswiped them. Bam! Pushed them out of the trail.
I flipped the snowmobile because of that.
No scars though from that one.
No. I got honestly very lucky. I had one. The taillight didn't work. He T-boned me probably 50 miles an hour. Oh
man, I remember I did that to Miles once. My old crew chief. He just bought this sled. It was a 583 Skidoo, and we were racing, we were running, and I just got under his tongue and gave him a couple nudges, like, "Come on, let's go."
That's like BK.
Man, he was so
with him is
pissed
fun
off.
too.
Oh,
That's
who
we were
you
not
should
scared
have
of.
on this show.
BK. I mean,
you'd have to no censor.
I mean, so there have been
He
people.
can't spell good, but.
AT double hockey stick. Oh man, yeah. There's been some people.
Yeah, he spells cool. K-O.
Yeah. And cousin C-U-Z.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, he's one that I'm like. Yeah, I might have him on and just be like with you guys, like just be like, hey, just an exclaimer real quick, like or disclaimer,
yeah.
like just I can't. We're just gonna go with it.
Shit happens.
Yeah, literally. And if people want to be in the racing world, kind of have to get used to it a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we first started racing,
I mean, we traveled everywhere, man. I mean,
even
BMX
sprint car
racing
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we started. I mean, when I started racing, Taters was still messing around with drag racing for a couple years, and then, I don't know what changed in him to want to come over to the dirt side, but when he did, he wasn't going back.
Let's ask him.
It was too late. Like at the time, like I was doing like stock suspension class, like 10-inch tire deal, and we
80 Malibu.
I had an 80 Malibu.
Okay.
We went 170 with it in a quarter mile, 168.
Nice.
But then that's
fucking flying.
Yeah, that is.
Back in that time, it was, but now like it's nothing to go 200 in a quarter mile for them cars.
Yeah.
Like, but. I was at that point where it was like, to take what I had to go the next level, it was like an additional 40 grand on top of it. And like this guy I bought a car, the sprint car from, Adam Schroeder. Like he wanted to get out.
The 42. It was
Yeah,
white.
42.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually his car that he drove and kicked everybody's ass in a non-wing.
It was
That
like
was
a
the
96.
Okay.
97
Avenger,
Avenger
yeah.
wide body. Like
Yeah.
it was perfect for me. It was perfect for Daryl Dodd. Now it was perfect for me.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I remember seeing that car at a Home Depot car show or whatever when we were around.
It was all white with a red 42, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Yep, and they had problems firing.
I
or
always
something.
thought he was related to Jeremy Schroeder.
Yeah, they're no relation at
No,
all.
they're not.
Yeah, they're
but,
not, but
but
yeah.
then I learned Adam lived like somewhere in Beach Park
Yeah.
Park
And
area.
I mean, you can't. I mean, that's plausible because like Schroeder, 42, 43. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
Like it's
too coincidental.
Yeah, it's way too coincidental.
But that's like where my grandma lived. She's literally, we were 4 blocks from Daryl's house.
Yeah.
wow.
And I used to always stop and see Jess.
Oh, okay. No
honestly,
doubt about it.
I swear to God, I thought Jimmy or Matt and something would have happened with Jess, but it just never did. But
No, real close friends. Always,
yeah, very close.
Always close friends. Nothing.
Like
nothing
like
crazy.
Yeah.
like Jessica's mom, like she had a MS, right?
Yep.
But like we'd go
Yeah.
visit all the time. More Matt than I, but we were right there. It was like all the time. I remember walking in that house, like Daryl's got like all these LDS trophies, like what
Yeah.
you got here, these trophies.
But bigger.
Yeah,
But bigger.
But
Bigger,
everywhere,
but
like-
bigger, yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
I think
that
some
good.
of his championship trophies were like
6
7, 8
yes,
feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, they were huge.
Yeah.
But
I just wish racing was like, remember like the Winker, like man, that's when racing was freaking good.
racing was
It's not like
it was
used
it
to
was
be.
a family, and it's not a family anymore. And
It's more
that's what's-
corporate. It's more corporate now.
It's not even more corporate. It's the people. People are just assholes, and it's almost like everybody's at each other instead of like what it used to be is everybody would go there to have a good time, and that's what it was. It was a good time. It wasn't a competition, so people would go there, and
Like it didn't
know,
matter if you ran.
yeah,
dead last
they didn't give a
inning,
shit
you're
what
like,
you finished. They just wanted to go there, have a
Yeah.
good time, and then when all hell broke loose, you'd go and have some drinks in the frickin' infield on the racetrack. We used to
Yeah.
pull out
Yeah,
on
Wilmot
the
used to
racetrack
pull out on the
into
track.
1 and 2 back in the day,
Yeah.
and all the haulers would be there. Everybody would be there. Todd Dawn and Kim Mock and everybody else would be out there in the infield, and you'd all hang out till midnight and
Go
you'd
to
home.
Kelly's.
Yeah, sometimes everybody. Well,
Did you go to Kelly's last Saturday?
No,
no.
but-
Okay, because there were so many trailers that I didn't know who was there.
There's gonna be some cool news about that. I'm not gonna say when, but
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good.
no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
somebody I know, and I'm like, that's way cool.
Yeah. Sorry not to cut you off, Matt.
No, no.
So question. If you could change one thing about the dynamics of racing, what would it be?
bring it back to family sport.
Family sport? Tater?
I don't know. There's definitely it's definitely corporate has gotten involved more. Or
Mm-hmm.
trying to paint a picture, which sometimes like.
But you gotta have the corporate to bring the money.
You get to bring the money, but at the same time, like I just miss a person as who they really are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I try to stick to that. Is it good? Maybe not. Maybe not. But
I mean, that's I think the other issue too. With
we're
racing.
missing like the big picture. Like
What
too many people are afraid to say the wrong thing, so they don't say anything.
Oh, you got the wrong thing down by us because
Yeah.
we just say whatever the hell we want. And we just
Well, no,
run
but
with it,
you got great partner, sponsors. You may not have a lot, but you got the people that you got. You can say whatever you want,
Yeah,
and they're
they
still
don't-
gonna have your back.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, right. But like Tater, there's stuff.
like I used the Grogan race.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was not my question here. Like,
I got Pete.
yeah, okay. Speaking of doing stuff for racing. For those that don't know, Alan Hafford here was the one that really pushed the Grogan from 2018, was it?
Yes,
17?
2018.
2018. And then last year there was the Grogan, right? But it wasn't like the Grogan that you had.
The family wanted to get involved and do it, so that's what they did.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much for that. Like, I know that was...
I enjoyed. I really did enjoy it. just some things that happened, like I lost my grandma that day,
Yeah.
that night. Like,
Yeah.
I shit you not, like, she was listening to, she was at my mom and dad's house on hospice. She was listening to the race with my sister. And it's weird, like, when somebody, everything happened for a reason. Like, I had family that came out to that race that never show up. Never. And they can't, like, when she went, after they announced, like, the finishing results of everybody, and then she heard my name, my sister said she took a gasp for air, and that was it.
Wow.
So it's weird. It's, it kind of messes with you a little bit, but
yeah.
At the same time, like, I know that, like, I feel like I've put in a lot of work, a lot of support from others that, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my whole entire family, like, all their family, that were close, and then, there's times where somebody made a comment that I took personal. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Well, yeah. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now, doing the show, it's fun because, like, I get to not see, because, like, what you guys were just saying about how racing's more, like, people put more walls up instead of being more family. Like, I do like the show because I get to, like, talk to, like, the people versus the driver. Like, yeah, you're a driver, but now it makes so much more sense of why that night was so much more impactful in your racing career.
I mean,
because of the stories that we just heard about you guys growing up. Do you think you'll do a memorial with your grandma?
I don't know if I want to.
Okay.
Honestly, that's like with Babbitt's with the car show that he did.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something for the kids.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna preach something like, hey, we got to get the kids involved, I need to also work to make that better.
Yeah.
I can't sit there and say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then next thing you know, I just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
Like, I want the kids involved, and if I can find a way to, do something to help that. That's what I'm gonna do. Or
even like you said, like, we need to get the kids involved, and then you just don't do anything. Yeah. Like, that's just as bad. So
no, it's cheating them.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the one thing that I wish. I feel like Wilmot's getting back, which is actually a good segue to the next question that I have. Is that Wilmot's getting back to, like, like, we're trying to end at a decent hour to get the kids back into the pits so they can sit in cars, they can, from that flip, I only walked away with the stuff that was bolted onto the car, everything that we took off. Kids were coming up and like, hey, you want a bent race car piece? And they're like, yeah. So I signed it and
so
gave it to them, like, right?
You're the one that started that because my nephew and Gianni, Gianni came back with something, and then my nephew, I'm like, what do you guys, is from Ryan.
Yeah.
And, like, they're having everybody sign it. I'm like, oh, my God. They all know who your kids are,
Like,
yeah. I'm like, dude, you're just pissing them off, But they enjoy it, you know what I mean? And, like, we were all a kid at one point in time, So, like, and that is what, like, you gotta, try to be presentable for the kids and make them happy, and
And I mean, I know, like, when it gets back home, it's probably gonna end up in the trash. But at the same time,
no, it does not.
It does not.
Does not.
Man. Well, I don't have any kids to know, but, like,
so if you see a bumper that Ryan could have reused with a bunch of signatures, thanks, Ryan.
Oh man, but like the bike drive, right?
It's huge.
Yeah, huge, right? A kid came into the pits, and I was like, "Hey, bud, where's your bike?" And then mom was like, "Oh, he didn't get a bike." And I was like,
wow.
"How did?" And she's like, "We came too late." And I was like, "Hang on, I got something at the nose of the trailer." I run up in there, and I had a broken water gauge. Right? So I was like, here, I signed it, and I gave it to him, and his eyes lit up, and he's like, I'm going to drill a hole in the wall. No, don't drill any holes in the wall. Please don't. But, like, at the same time, like that, they came back year after year for the bike drive, and I always talk to them, right? And they're like, yeah, we threw it away, but I'm like, but hey, like, I gave something to him, but now, he's cheering for us, like, every night, because he's like, yeah, that's the guy, right? So I do understand, like, that. So...
You know what was a big thing for me and Matt when we were kids? It was funny as hell. And I know all the fans hated us. We'd run the stands and pick off, like, tear-offs and shit. And, like, back in the day, they had bottle caps and shit that said buy one, get one free. Or free.
We would check them all.
We would check them all. We were like the stand lizards. So you got lot lizards, pit lizards. We were the stand lizards.
Just getting all them caps and just putting them in your pocket.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was... what it is today is not what it used to be, and
We need to get
Yeah.
back to that.
Like
Yeah.
what Taters used to do for like the Grogan race.
Mhm.
I always used to do something in the
Yeah,
stands
like
to
for the
side,
kids.
just for the kids. It was only
Yeah.
for the kids.
Yeah.
And I used to put up some money, and I would hand out some certificates and let them go back to the IRA trailer.
Mhm.
Because when I was a kid, they used to have the
You could buy pictures. You could get like glow sticks.
Back when you were there, they would have like a weekly thing.
Junior fan
Yes,
club.
junior fan club.
Like that was huge. Like if you got a,
So you would have a membership. You would sign up.
the
It
kids
was
would
free,
sign up.
and once a week or every week they would pick somebody, and you'd go take pictures on the front stretch during
Pace
the
truck,
national
yeah.
anthem.
It was
But
super
you got
cool.
to pick your favorite driver, and they would come out and you take a picture with them.
Nice.
I remember I got Dave Hanna. He's like, "Didn't I just see you like 2 hours ago, kid?" Well, my dad, Dad helped him, and
Yeah.
like it was awesome. Actually, that's because he lived by your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite racer growing up?
At Wilmot,
Well, anything. Because I know you came from go-karts, so you wouldn't have the same as us.
in road coursing or road course racing would definitely be. I'm still huge into Formula One, but like when I was little, Mika Hakkinen and Kimi Räikkönen, just because like those guys, like most guys, when they would wad their cars up, they'd be crying, they'd be walking back pissed off. There was one race at Monaco where Kimi Räikkönen blew the motor up, and then he went into a yacht and drank. And I'm like, that dude's awesome. That dude's awesome.
Fuck it, I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't going back to the pit to debrief about what happened. I'm just gonna go get drunk.
They can fall.
You already know what happened.
They know what boat I'm on. So like those, but growing up, it would have been Dave Hanna, because we're the proximity to where I lived to him.
You
It
guys
was like 6 blocks away.
Yeah,
So you
6
got to
blocks
see
away.
the car
Oh yeah,
Here,
always, all the time. But then also Kitty Corner, backyard
Ed Duvall.
was Ed Duvall.
Mm.
So like
Dad's
Saturday
boss.
morning, dude. Saturday morning was like, even if we weren't going to the track, I was like, it's Saturday morning. I'd hear Hannah get pushed off on Dilger, and I would run over there. Can I sit in the car? Can I sit in the car? No, no, just don't.
I'm
sit in the
surprised
car.
we never crossed paths.
I'm sure we did. I just don't think we just knew because.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Well, you'd have been 6 years younger, son.
I'm 38.
38. I'm 33. So yeah, like So there's you might have been BMXing at that time. Maybe, I don't know.
No, we didn't start BMX till we were teenagers.
Okay. But
12, I think. 12 is when we started BMXing.
okay.
And then we only did it till 16,
21.
17.
21.
I went to
No.
Grands, right? What year was that? 08? Or
The year Beasley went with us.
I'm pretty sure. Either way.
I got all the things at home. I could tell you when.
Okay.
But I think it stopped back.
It was funny because back to like corporate,
Yeah.
talking that so I'd go in there like, oh, these guys have like badass carbon fiber helmets and shit,
Don't let them kid you. Grandma bought them.
No, but when I went to Grants,
Troy Lee designed fucking $500 helmet.
but I didn't
for
at the end there.
BMX.
I didn't care,
Yeah.
I had an open face helmet which is like from the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
Echo. It was an
Yeah.
Echo helmet.
With a Jaffa mouthpiece, and dude, I kid you not,
Dude, it was the Dale Senior fucking helmet.
Yeah.
And-
For BMX.
And I had like these Dickies pants on. These other guys got like motocross gear and their names and numbers, and mine just had taters across the back. And it was
Yeah.
Taters. Oh. Where did the nickname Taters originate? I forgot to ask that on the
So we got creative in photography. There's these guys that I grew up in the neighborhood. They lived between Matt and I, but they had like a big horse farm.
Mm-hmm.
And we were a bunch of clowns or whatever. And he's like, hey man, let's just take some pictures. Like I was a complete class clown in high school. And he's like, hey, let's take some pictures. I'm like, I got an idea. So I'm like, hey, follow me into the shitter. I want to come in. So I took my shirt off and I was reading the newspaper on the school toilet. And we took the picture in there. And he's like, man, them were some nice taters, and it's stuck ever since. But whatever, it's cool.
Oh man! So I always refer to your brother as
Little-
Tater Tot.
Yeah.
Oh man!
He's starting to get a set on him. He's getting a little chubby.
That's how it goes.
As you get
man.
older, man, it's like, man, time flies.
So speaking of brothers, because I've, like we said on the live that I forgot my brother, Joe was like, hey, at least you remembered your brother. All right, so when we did the top 10 list with Sully and Tom Brown, it was, we all had to make our top 10 list, and we made 5 extras outside, because like if you put one person in the top 10 but the other 2 don't, but they put them like 13th, I feel like 2 people saying that you're ranked 13th is better than one person saying you're ranked 10th, right? So we got a list of 15, but before I had them send me theirs, I made mine. So that way I couldn't be like, oh, I see you, okay, right? So,
Yeah.
So I made mine set. Tom Brown, Johnny on the spot, dude.
Yeah.
He was
what a
like,
dick.
he was like, Johnny on this, no, Johnny on the spot. He's like, yep, here's my list. And I'm like, all right, cool. Not really looking. So then I'm like, hey, Sully, like, where's your list? Oh, well, here's my list. I'm like, all right, cool. You happy with that? He's like, no, they're not in order. And I'm like, well, get them in order. Dude, I got like 5 different lists from him, which is why it was so funny that he forgot you. Because he's like, well, he wasn't. I'm like, he was in one of your lists, but it wasn't final.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I'm like,
I can tell you why.
I'm persuading you.
You see those cans right there?
Yeah.
I'm sure when he wrote them,
Yeah.
he may have been through the first case of those cans.
Yes.
So who would be your top 5 favorite racers that race right now?
Top 5 racers that race right
Are we
now.
talking what class?
It doesn't matter. IRA, outlaw, or wingless.
Wingless? So sprint cars?
Yeah.
I would say I really like First Seth. No homo, but just the way he drives, like he's just like he like I don't care, like it's really aggressive, almost like overstepping, but it's still like a really clean aggressive. Like, I mean, he beat the bumper off of Bryce in that heat race, but that's because Bryce was like just moving up and down, and he's like, I'm just trying to go. So Bryce, I like Baylog, just because like he's like the only one like in this area that's really going really far with the World of Outlaws right now. So cheering him.
He's
on.
doing a lot with what budget. I'm sure it's good, but
He
I'm sure
got-
there's better.
Yeah,
A lot better out there,
Yeah.
you know. And
he's got corporate money, but he doesn't have like the corporate money that the other guys are coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bill's doing a good job.
Vanderveer, of course. It's because you put it on the line every time, so I really like that. And then I
just run her up on the wall. It doesn't hurt as much if you
You know
closer
the
to it.
you know the very first thing my dad, I was telling him, because I got thank you again for buying the crash pad with Ashley Reed Photography, but he came over because I was like, hey, like this just doesn't fit right. He's like, when I come over on the show, like I'll come a little early so I can help you. So he helped me trim it and everything. But like that's the very first thing that my dad will tell you about Matt Vanderveer. He's like, remember the first time I talked to Matt Vanderveer? I was like, no, what did he say? Dad, you gotta get yourself a crash pad. Get up on the wall, right? So like on the wall all the time. Man,
Get you some soft aluminum Jacob's ladder straps.
that way you don't mess up the Jacob's ladder.
Dude, I'm
Learn that
telling
one
you.
from my weekend.
If only you could have seen the vehicles I drove. I got a story for you.
All right.
Not to go off topic, but this is fucking hilarious. We went to Cedar Lake. I was with my brother David, and it was for like the long weekend. We raced Elko, Minnesota, and shit. We were going there the following night, and they had the dirt. They had like a building with the motocross inside it, or four wheelers or whatever. So we walk over there, and we're there early and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I got to go back to the rig or truck or something like that. And this little kid's like, don't you have the van with the open trailer? That ain't no rig. And we just started fucking dying laughing. Now this is
That open trailer is still around here
Yeah.
too.
Oh
It was being used a couple weeks ago.
I'm telling you, back in like 2008, when I started.
Yeah.
He put Kurt Winker in the car once, and we all know Kurt Winker.
But he made the World of
Made the
Outlaw
World of
feature,
Outlaws
and he
with
went
it,
down
and-
with my car.
Open
With the
trailer
open
and a
trailer.
conversion van.
We had one extra right rear, 2 extra left rears, no bars, and the shocks that were on the fucking race car. He made the feature.
Wow.
He put guys that had $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 haulers
to shame.
back in the fucking. They were driving home.
Yeah.
And we were in the show.
Wow.
You know, and it's just amazing.
Wow.
It doesn't matter the type of equipment, how big your trailer is. That isn't gonna make you automatically make the show.
Yeah, man, because we did some teasers on the live, so we gotta get some of these in here just so we know. So hot lap questions, answers. What is Wilmot doing right? Is Wilmot, or I should say, is Wilmot going the right way or the wrong way?
I like a little of both.
A little of both?
In my eyes, a little of both. I like
Okay.
what Klimko's doing, but in my experience, now mind you, my dad ran Wilmot with Marie Winker
And
back
he
in the day,
promoted Manitowoc too.
and my dad ran Manitowoc.
So we don't know nothing.
So-
No.
So we're just dumbasses, but
Going around in circles.
I really
just an idiot in
feel,
a car.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to get the best bang for the buck by helping out the fans by doing certain things, but I think they're hurting people by doing other things.
Okay.
I feel like they're raising the cost in other areas that's hurting people from coming
Versus people to stay.
yes
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
so
Okay.
which they I think what they're doing with like the kids getting in cheaper and stuff like that, I've always been 100% behind family and kids. What I don't believe is a kid that is 2 years old that's going to sit in a fucking hauler the whole entire night, never leave their fucking trailer, never leave the truck, and you're paying $30-$40 for them to get into pits is fucking ridiculous. That to me makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I think if you're going into pits and the kid's under 5 or 6, they should be free. It's a family sport. It was brought up on family. That's what racing is all about, is family. You look at NASCAR. When Kyle Larson won and his kid was pushing the car, whatever, and pushed the back of the car, and everybody's like, "Oh, he was pushing on the wing and this and that." It's like
You're missing the boat.
it's a fucking family sport. His son was out there
Pushing
and the car,
his dad.
and the car started rolling. And
I mean,
the
look
kid's
at-
trying to hold the fucking car,
Yeah.
and you're over here saying, "Oh, they must have cheated."
Yeah.
You're just a piece of shit in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's a family sport. Bring the kids out. I love that NASCAR lets the kids ride in the car with their dad to go back to victory lane. Is just, in my eyes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I
look at
think
what they're
that's
doing
what
now.
it needs to be.
Go-karts together.
Yeah.
I think that's what it needs to be. I mean, how did you get into racing? Your dad, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's family.
Yep.
I got in. My dad raced. My brother raced. My uncle raced. I mean,
Uncle Fred.
everybody. I grew up racing. There was no way I wasn't going to race at some point.
Yeah.
Same with Taters.
Yeah.
Taters went to the races with his dad every week. His dad was the crew chief for Dave Hanna.
Yeah.
So,
He helped Mike Frost.
and Mike Frost.
Jimmy Walkenoff.
yeah. I mean, there was no way Taters wasn't going to make it in some kind of racing at some point. Whether it was drag racing, which his dad was there drag racing
Yeah,
from
actually
day one.
Yep.
And his
won
mom
that.
was there. My son sat in his car, in his drag car. They got pictures of him in the drag car.
Loving lesbians.
Yeah. So, but that's the point is, I like what they're doing with certain stuff. I don't like what they're doing with other stuff.
Yeah.
And I keep to myself on a lot of it. My eyes, my views are not what everybody else's are. I mean,
At the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they want.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's their money. It's not mine. If I was supporting it, I would do something different. But it's not my money, so it's not my opinion to tell them whether they're right or wrong.
Yeah. But generally, it's somewhat going in the right direction.
Yeah. I feel like if they don't blow their wad on the wing 604, it'll go.
Okay.
But, I think 13 cars a night. I think they need to get it up to 20, 22.
Yeah.
I think
and
that'll
not-
change if they make the schedule more.
And not promote it as a wool over the fans' eyes. I say that in a good way. I say that as the fans think that it's 410 racing, and it's not.
Did you see Billy? Do you watch Billy Dietrich stuff?
Sometimes.
Sometimes they just had a video today. I watched it on my lunch, and he's like driving it. I think it was Baths, and he was like to his wife, like, can you tell the difference between a 410 and 305? And she's like, the only way I can tell it is if I don't know the drivers. Like, if I see the cars and I'm like, I don't recognize it, that must be 305s. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean,
drivers know by speed.
Yeah, true race fans, Bill Barty could tell. You know, super fans could tell. Well, I don't know about it all the time, but like super fans could probably tell the difference.
I'll tell you what. If I got in a 604, now mind you, when I got in a 604 against the 360s, there wasn't a fucking fan in the stands that could tell the difference whether I had a 604 or 360 in the car.
No. But that damn lap car though.
When I was leading the feature, there was no way nobody in that whole fucking place thought it was a 604. Mm-hmm. But my point is, you know.
So basically it'd be like saying we have NASCAR coming to Wilmot. We're gonna have a NASCAR class, but then you don't have Larson
show up.
Yeah, but you don't have Larson. You don't have Blaney. You don't have Bowman. All those top guys. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Tater, what's your view?
Yeah, what's your view, Tater?
I think if they want it to work, they got to do more than just 12 races. I get it. But it's kind of what it's saying, like, shit or get off the pot. You're either committed or you're not. I think for me, I've known Wilmot as a wing track, and I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. But up until the wingless deal, Wilmot was known as a wing track. There used to be weekly wing sprint car racing.
Yep.
The USAC show was the once-a-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
As a business, I get it, you know, and then, you know, with the track stuff, the track prep stuff, everybody's feathers are ruffled and everybody's wanting somebody to pick sides. At the end of the deal, it's business for everybody. Mm-hmm. And, you know.
It's close to home.
It's close to, for us, for me, it's close to home. Like, if I could race Wilmot 2 nights a week, I'd do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You would not catch me
it's
traveling.
7 minutes from home.
No.
7 minutes from home.
But if I, you know, it just as a weekly deal. It's a business. Wilmot's got what they got to do, and you know the
stay open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you said track conditions, perfect, right? It's a little rough. It's rough at times, right? If you want
have you ever seen a perfect racetrack?
If you want a perfect racetrack, go race on asphalt.
Exactly.
And that ain't perfect neither.
It ain't.
Wait till the temperature drops.
Yeah, right. Or heats up, right? Right. Or if it rains the night before. You're like, wait, whoa, right? But no, what I'm saying is like, the track's gonna be rough. It's gonna be, that's what dirt racing is. It's not consistent. Like, I do get rough, and I do.
But when Toff used to run Wilmot.
Ooh, that's an old name haven't heard in a while.
in the late '80s,
mm-hmm.
It was not a wing track. It was a fucking modified track.
Yeah.
It was an MSA modified.
Yeah, it was a modified.
It was a modified track. It was a non-wing modified track with mini sprints. They had mini mods. Now mini mods is 600. Like that's what Sexton used to run. Is the mini mods. And now mind you, I think they went up to 1200s or something at the end. But I thought they started off as 600cc mini mods.
Yeah, those things were rough.
Oh my god! I don't even think they had shocks.
They did. They did. And when I went to Wilmot with my grandpa to watch, when I was like 5, 6 years old, I was like, I want to race those. What are those? And he called them kidney busters. So
that's about right.
So for the longest time, I never even knew them as modified or mini mods. I always called them kidney busters. Be like, what are you talking about?
So every rough track you get, this is a kidney buster.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Yeah. So, you brought up Ohio in the live. So, what's the Ohio story? I don't know what. I just wrote Ohio.
I'd love to go back.
Uncle Fred was pissed off at us one time.
I went to Attica.
He's like, these guys fought the whole damn way going to the track.
The brothers.
That's all we used to do.
We'd fight and argue.
That fucker told. You guys ain't fucking go with us. So the house I live in, the guy that owned it, before I did, I was really close friends with him, with the whole family.
We cleaned the house. That was our way to make money there.
Yeah, we used to do maintenance on the house and everything else. So we were riding one time, and we stopped at McDonald's or something, or we waited at McDonald's for him to show up. My mom and dad dropped us off. And Tara's like, I got a shotgun. I said, the fuck you do? I'm like, so comes, and he's the one that owned the house.
Get
And
in
he's
the
like,
fucking van.
get in the back. And I'm like, no. We sat there for 30 fucking minutes. I did not get in that fucking car. He's like, I'm going to call your parents. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting in there until I'm in the fucking front seat.
Until I'm outside pole.
He is the fucking guest. He is the guy that is fucking coming because I invited him. He's in the front. He's in the fucking back.
We'd argue so damn bad. Well, that's like when we were kids. Like, man, Sivia. Like, I got my. If you ever hear the story about Sivia puking on Big Jim's leg, that's because of me.
Man, I wish.
And he stayed on the He was a casting couch for one of the girls at Matt's house.
Dude.
We were at a party. I shit you not. It was where Big Jim lived. The neighbor across the street. Party where Jimmy was drunk.
Yeah.
So we took him like, dude, he's drunk. We're taking him to your dad, mom and dad's.
But little Jimmy lived right by,
BK.
yeah, lived right by BK. Like 2 blocks south.
Yeah.
Or east, my bad. East.
He was the lost kid that always wanted to work on a race car.
Yeah. Trying to work on something.
So that's where Colin gets it from, where he just wants to work on a race car. And
I
it's
remember
very knowledgeable.
when Jimmy started, well, he wasn't even dating Jess at the time. They were just talking. But so was my other buddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Double
And
side.
they both went to my house one night. And Jess is in the house talking to Tasha at the time. And those two start fucking fist fighting. Now my buddy Beasley's is fucking.
Wait,
he's
Jimmy,
fucking,
Jimmy, and the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
My buddy Beasley.
Okay.
My buddy Beasley's was a bigger guy, and
Picture of short taters, but
dude,
Yeah,
fucking
swole.
stout,
Swole.
fucking stout, and
But Jimmy don't back down from anything
he started
ever.
beating the shit out of Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I grabbed him and I'm on the fucking now mind you, I had the snowmobile and the trailer in the garage because we live in the fucking hood. You don't leave anything out unless you're gonna leave it open.
Yeah.
You
For
leave
the
it
taking.
open if you're gonna fucking use
Yeah.
it. But so they start fucking fist fighting. Now I grab Beasley and I fucking got him and I'm fucking take him to the ground. Fucking little Jimmy's little bitch ass starts fucking punching him. I'm like, well, fuck this motherfucker. Like, you're not gonna sucker punch him while I'm holding him down, you bastard.
Yeah.
little Jimmy and grabbed him and threw him
Yeah.
against the garage door. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, I got that fucker up by his neck and shit, and I'm like, dude, you motherfuckers are gonna quit this shit.
Yeah,
So then they bust in the house, they go downstairs, you're gonna fucking choose! If you know anything about the wife's like, yeah, I don't fucking think so. You motherfuckers gonna get the fuck out of my house,
Jimmy's in love.
Yeah.
That was like right out of high school for them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they've been together.
A
Well,
long
this is the
time.
thing
a
with
long
you.
time. Yeah.
Fuck, I've been,
I was the shitty best man.
dude,
I felt so bad, but then somebody dropped the cake.
Oh, did you drop the cake?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No, my brother dropped the cake at my wedding. Dude, I've been married.
David, right?
No,
No.
my brother, Tim.
Tim.
But I've been married since 05.
So just a few nights, just a few years.
Dude.
Yeah.
Long time.
Coming up on
Now we
20.
played a game one time. We were in my trailer at the time. And I don't know, we had a fucking trailer full of people. Now mind you, I was always underage. We always had parties. Fucking the guy running the trailer park would get us booze for fucking. He'd just steal them for fucking drink. So we get them for nothing.
This is incriminating, you know that, right?
Yeah.
But dude, you're talking like 30 years ago.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Maybe
Okay.
40. But so Taters kept calling. So somebody answered the fucking
Yeah,
phone
they
one
told
time.
me you fucking
And
died.
said-
Bunch of
and said that I died.
assholes.
This motherfucker calls my dad
I'm
and
like-
my mom.
I'm like,
My dad shows up in his work truck.
Uh-oh.
Might as well have been in his fucking skivvies.
I said, dude, I'm fucking upset. My best friend, you know. I'm like, all right,
Oh,
well,
man.
So, yeah, my old man shows up to my fucking trailer. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Jeez. Just having a good time.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're all just fucking partying.
We're not out getting in trouble. We're here. Oh, man.
Dude, back in them days, to pay rent or to pay the fucking lot rent, we'd fucking
Matt would
gamble, we'd
invite
play
him.
cards and shit. Yeah, I'd have people in the fucking trailer park. We'd all come over. We'd play cards. For
He
fucking
pays
money.
his rent,
I'd whip
dude.
their
Like,
fucking ass and fucking pay rent.
gambling, paying rent.
Man,
That's how you did it.
wow.
Sometimes it ain't all about having money. I mean,
I also sometimes.
dude, if you actually watched or look at my equipment growing up, like my whole racing operation and shit, it ain't like there's $1 million in my car. I probably got one of the lowest budget cars out on the racetrack even today, but I make it work.
Yeah.
And
What is this? It's not about what you got; it's how you use it.
Yeah.
oh, it's definitely how I use it, and I use every bit of what I got. But I'm not one. You see people come into sport.
Yeah.
And there's thousands of fucking people, and they come in with these big pockets and long hands. Well, them hands shrink up pretty quick, and them pockets get a lot deeper, and they can't reach the bottom of them pockets anymore. Look like a fucking alligator in there. Like, how do I reach some more money?
Old T-Rex.
But they don't last long.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is people are so fixated on how their equipment looks compared to how it performs.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't perform, it ain't making money to be able to fucking keep it on the racetrack. And that's a lot of...
Thanks for hitting me, by the way. I think my car works better.
You're welcome. As long as I can
I think it works better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, you see people, they come and go. And they come and go fast. Because racing spends a lot of money. And if you ain't got, long arms and deep pockets,
Yeah. So I was gonna go with another direction, but we'll finish with this. But real quickly, I only hit you because it surprised me that Hensley was stopped right there.
I was worried about pile driving Hanson.
Because you flicked it, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mean to hit anybody, but I was like, oh shoot, here we go. Yeah, as soon as I knew I was hitting, I was like, ignition, like, okay, here we go. Lock the brakes up. But yeah, all right. So you kind of started going that way. Someone that is looking to get into racing or just bought their first car, what is some pieces of advice you would give them?
best advice is not take advice from everybody.
Yes, if you got one person that's willing to help you and spend the time.
Learn.
Yeah, because...
you can get backwards quick.
Real quick.
And
don't buy adjustable shocks.
No, buy Pro Shocks. Something simple. Or CSIs. I mean, I'm a firm believer that CSIs are a great shot.
I'm going with Doug Berry, man. FKs.
FKs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
just buy something, you don't... Like, even the tracks, like, I feel like I used to want to change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I start the same every track I go. Same bars, same...
Every single track.
Yeah, I mean...
They're all round, they're all dirt.
Yeah.
Some got banks, some don't, but...
It's like concrete, guaranteed to get hard.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to crack. That's one of the two guarantees.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed to get hard, and it's guaranteed to fucking crack.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good piece of advice, because if someone came up to you and said, what's your base setup, where should I start at? And then he goes up to Tater and goes, hey, where should I start at? And then he comes up to me and goes, hey, where should I start at? I'm pretty sure it'd be three different...
He'd spin out if he went with what I
did.
Nobody drives the same.
Yep.
Not one driver out there has the same setup on their car.
Exactly.
And
that's what base is. Base is to just start and then work off of that.
It is.
Yeah.
And you look at, like, even the Maxim setup sheets or J&J setup sheets or Eagle or Shanae's, they even put in there basic setup.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all that is.
Yeah. It's just so that you don't junk in the first lap.
The bars are actually pretty close. Not all of them.
Okay.
But it's the adjustment past the bar. Everybody seems to think, I got the same bars as you in the car. I got the same shocks. But you don't have the same turns. You don't have the right rear out as far. You don't
weigh 150 pounds more than me.
Yeah. You're not throwing it in as hard.
Your name's not Taters.
Yeah, you're not fat. Taters. Yeah.
I'm not going from tires to the wall.
Captain Lardass. Captain Lardass in the seat.
But honestly, I feel like there's a lot of bad advice you can get quick.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, like it's base. Like that's the one thing I learned with the CSI shocks. They are very, very like passive on like where you should start. It's like you start at this click. I was like, holy crap! Like that thing ain't moving.
But them people, Garrett down at CSI.
Yep.
You could call him on a Sunday or a Monday.
Yep.
And he's gonna answer your call, and he's gonna tell you exactly what to set them shocks at.
Yep.
When I went to Joliet with Taters, I won't tell you who else. We'll just stick with it was the Taters.
Okay.
I went to Joliet to go around with the Outlaws. We finished at second in the B main or something against the World of Outlaws. But I ain't never raced there. I had no clue what to do with the shocks. I called Garrett when we pulled into the pits, and I said, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what the track looks like. What should I do? He says, this many clicks, do this, do that. Because he has my sheets in his computer.
A phone or an app or something.
And he told me, step to step, all the way through the whole damn night, what to do with them shocks from that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Yeah.
You know, and but I think a lot of the shock guys will do that nowadays. I mean, they're all pretty damn good. I mean, they want their business, and
Berryman. I had a shock that I thought was leaking, and he's like, I'm like, man, I'm at the track. Like I don't have an extra. I have wing shocks that are FKs and my non-wings, and I'm starting to get more, but I'm like. He's like, just FaceTime me. We'll take this thing apart right here together. I'm like, okay, dude, and he's like, nah, you're good, I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure, and I ran it all year that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really good advice. Like, we just had Jackson knock on, Bandit driver. iRacing, now he's running, so he had really good advice about kind of like going from iRacing to how to get into a car. And
what did he say? I mean, what was the?
He just said like, hey, like if you think you're good at iRacing and stuff, like go to K1 Speed and actually like
see how good you actually are.
Yeah, go up against the leaderboard, like see if you can actually because like iRacing is like crash reset, like you hit the wall, even though those are soft walls. It's kind of gets your attention pretty quickly, and then you're gonna go from a soft wall. Now you're gonna go into
that's what I want to get with
a concrete wall.
Gianni, he's got I have Fantech controls and pedals and the whole rig. I just got to get a tower, and that's what I was gonna do is just put him in like a midget because it's twitchy, and like, hey, figure out how to drive that.
Nope. Put him into hobby stock to start.
Yeah.
With the iRacing, put them in hobby stock. Do not go to a midget. They're unfucking controllable.
Yeah, the street stocks. So that's what I was talking to first Seth about when he ran the Legends. He's like, they don't like they are like god awful to handle. Yeah. Like he's like you are just like on the edge of like just dumping it every lap. Really? And that's how I feel like the street stocks are on iRacing.
When I did the midget and the iRacing, it's like you're like holy shit, I am wore out. Yeah. And we're only hot lapping here. we ain't even qualifying here.
Honey, give me a beer.
I need to loosen up. The car? No, me.
I raced that for a couple years. I raced the iRacing stuff, and
I mean it works. I mean I think look at Chance.
Chance.
What it does is it slows down. It slows your steering down. Because even when you're iRacing, you jerk the wheel and then you get the car set. Mm-hmm. But it's the control to where you're not like whipping the wheel. You're not
exactly. Yeah.
It's almost like even in your race car. I don't know if you guys change your pitman arm or not, but there's 3 holes for a reason.
Yeah.
When you go to a half mile, you move it all the way up. You want the slowest speed because your reactions are faster than what it needs to be.
Yeah.
So you move it up. So when you steer, it takes it longer to move.
Yeah. So the car's not twitching because now you're going
way too fast.
Way too fast.
To be doing stupid things.
Yeah. Exactly. But man, unfortunately, we're gonna have to cut it off here because I was like, 30 minutes. Yeah, we're at 58 minutes.
Pretty much.
That's bench racing, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And I have to do this with all our guests too. Like, otherwise we'll just keep talking because I don't know about you. Tater or Matt, but Ashley won't go with me to go to someone's shop to pick some parts up or anything because she's like you say it's 5 minutes, but it's
It's
going to
really
be
easy
an
to
hour
do.
and
I've
a
gotten
half,
better.
2 hours.
No, I've gotten a lot better. I went into Bailey's the other day,
In and
and
out.
I
in
think
how
I
long?
was in. No, I think 10 minutes. I was in
Wow.
and out.
I don't even go to Bailey's anymore. It's so them being in Wisconsin, me in Illinois, it's cheaper for them
To ship it.
to ship it.
Yep.
And then okay, I call today. It's at the door, but tomorrow when I get home from work.
Yeah, because it's so close, you don't even have to pay for next day shipping. It's just
No, the
next day
problem I
shipping.
got is I go there, and then I end up with a shopping cart, and I'm pushing the shopping cart, and the wife's like, "Why do you have a shopping cart in the store?" And I'm like,
And they
Well, you
absolutely
know-
love it.
Yeah.
"You know how you go to Walmart and you're
Yeah.
pushing the cart?
Yeah.
This is my Walmart.
my Walmart.
Yeah.
This is my target. My target's to get as many parts in this cart.
For under $1,000.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. No, racing is just so expensive too. Because like you're like, I just get like these 5 things, 6 things, and they're like, oh yeah, it's this much. You're like, that.
It's-
Wow. That's. I mean,
when a tire's 240 or 340 now, when I started, I think there were 180.
They were 178. Actually,
Yeah.
I believe we were getting them for 178. And somebody was mad about that.
Yeah, man.
Man, why are these guys always coming out of this trailer with tires?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
I don't know if you guys ever knew this, but I actually worked on Howie Gleason's house. I used to do a lot of the yard work and stuff out at his house too,
Wow.
on my downtime.
Okay. Wow.
You know, he was the one selling tires back then, so I would work out a deal where I would, he would just pay me a tire for going out and doing whatever he needed done at the house.
That's a deal.
That's a guy
Yeah.
who I truly miss around racing.
Yeah,
He,
him and Doug.
yeah.
Wow.
Doug still shows up,
He does.
but Howie's good people.
Still
Awesome.
is.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, like I said, we're gonna have to drop the checker for sure on this. Tune in a few days for Jordan Funderburg live on our Facebook channel, Crane Racing LLC, and then don't forget to check out Tater's Facebook page, Alan Hafford Motorsports on Facebook, and also Matt Vanderveer's at Vanderveer Racing. And if you're looking for stickers, hey, 10V Graphics, Vanderveer, great job.
Don't be in a rush.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Just don't do what we did and made look really nice and then wreck it.
And then wreck it.
Nah, but anyways, guys, peace out.